This demo aiming to give you guys an overview of soapUI, what does it look like and how to create a simple test case and test script for the tools. Let's get started by creating a new project. Here I had the SAOP protocol, so I will choose a SAOP project here by the link to the tab, and soapUI will find that project based on project name based on the link that you give it. Click OK, and SAOP soapUI will split function of each operator in your WSDL. So can we see here calculator solve with add, divide, and multiply, subtract. Here we got a calculator soapUI subtract. It's the same as calculator solve, but use version 1.2 instead of 1.1. So let's see how soapUI and the basic your WSDL. Let's go ahead to continue creating a test script for this by right click on the project, choose new test script, name it, and OK. We got the box that will contain a test case, and if you run that test script, it will run on the test case of that script for you and give you the result. Let's continue with the test case, so we will come back to it later. Right click on the test script and choose a new test case, name that, and here we got a new test case. This is the individual test case. Test case we have a box like this, so we can run single test case, and test script will run on the test case. Here what we do in the test case, here test step, a load test, and security test. I will create a new test step here. Right click on the test step and choose the add step. Here we see that soapUI requires a print of choice here, protocol request, group script, run test, conditional go to. I will give a symbol here about delay. Choose yes. A delay time is 1000 milliseconds. And next to that, I will add a sub request. Yes, here is the box that you will choose the function of the operation that the request will use. You use add request here. OK, and is the name of the request and accession. Once a request is sent to a web server, a response will be received. To validate a response is contain that data that we need, so we need to add a session to that. Is a default accession that soapUI will provide for us. I will choose all of them. Click OK, and then this is a sub request for add function here. I will try to run that, not change the value inside them, and it will give me a wrong message here that the function is not acceptable. We can look at the raw received response that we got 500 internal server errors here, and the accession give us not so. SAOP font here is failed because it's in failed. So if we change that value again, and we run it, we will have a 200 OK response and HTML is at result E10 with the exception is not a font is valid here. SAOB response is also valid, and we can see the header of the request that we give to the web service, also the header of the response. When about exception, that we can custom our exception here with the default one, the soapUI that provided us. Click here and we will see that a bunch of options here about the script or property contain or SAL, ZMS or security one. Let's try content here. Added content will check that the response will include the word that we have here. So let's check about 9 here. Click OK, and the content is failed because there's no 9 in the result. Let's configure the exception again to 10. And we see that we got a valid exception, content exception. So if you right click on that request that in test step, you can change its operation or select it. Its current operation here is add request. If we choose change operation, it will have a box that you can choose a operation or a function in that operation. But this function will make you to, so you have to re-input the value. So if I choose subtract OK here, I have to close this and open the request again. So the values clear, so I have to re-input that. Let's see. Here we see exception still here. We just need to re-value and run that test. It's not contained 10 here. So this is all of the test case. A test case will run through that test step. It will delay 1000 milliseconds and run that test. So let's run the test script to see how we do that. We got test case 1 here. Let's run it. It's delaying and run the test. It's failed because the content exception is not valid here. So one, we change that to config to 0. It's become valid, and we run the test script again. Delay, run, and finish. We got a green one, so that the test case is passed. This is all of information that our team want to show you guys today in this demo. So for more information about load test or security test and more useful test that you can check it out in soapUI documentation and try this tool for yourself. Thanks for your listening.